September 5, the mood of this film is the tones were very important and critical to this movie. Can you tell me how you created this atmosphere with lights and camera and how you went about it?
I think the big challenge for us was the real events took place over 22 hours and we had to compress time in a 90-minute film. So sometimes, as a cinematographer, I'm using lighting and what choice of lenses to make something feel more intense. So what's really unique, what I used for the first time, I knew the TVs play an important role as the TVs are the window to the world for our characters. And if you shoot an analog TV, they flicker. And I used this as a creative tool. We had our film lights flicker in different frequencies to heighten the tension. So whenever something intense is happening, we dynamically increase the flicker frequency, and it really does something to your heart rate. It's quite amazing. But that's what I love about cinematography. It's very subconscious. People usually don't pay attention to light. We take it as a given, but there's a great creative tool.
Bringing the archival scenes in and blending them in, how did you enjoy that different technique?
I mean, the events were quite tense, and seeing that footage, knowing this all happened, we took it as a reference. We recreated most of it actually out of several reasons. One reason it was really important to the director and everyone that, out of respect for the hostages' families, to not show the actual hostages. So we went to the original site, which is a historic site in Munich, looks exactly like in the 70s, and we tried to find the same angles and camera positions, and we had the original reference and recreated it. Most people, the first reviews for critics, they said, how it was interesting for me to hear. They said how amazing that we incorporated all this footage, but the majority was actually recreated, and I'm quite glad that it's hard to tell which was shot new and which is original.
That's your talent. That is to you. Now, obviously, this was a very intense movie, but in the moment, filming it and everything, was the one scene more specific that was more hard for you to accomplish?
I think technically we wanted to give the audience the feeling that they're right there with our characters, and like I mentioned, the Olympic Village is a historic site, but the ABC newsroom complex, that was removed a couple of years ago, so we had to shoot this on a soundstage, but we wanted to give the feel that it's right out there. So we did shots where we connected the exterior and the interior. That was the most challenging, to get, without a cut, the illusion that we are right there, like entering from the beginning and opening the door. So this took a lot of planning.
And now, obviously, the movie itself is very serious and sad and awful overall, but let's go a bit happier. What was one of your highlights from filming this specific movie?
I think for me, I grew up in Germany, I moved to the States 10 years ago, but for me, coming back to my roots and making films literally with my friends. I went to film school with Tim, the director, and producers, so it felt... and it was quite a small movie. Like sometimes I work in big movies, small movies, and this felt so creatively liberating that we were in this control room and we could just go for it. Whatever we felt is the right thing to do in this moment.
So, of all the movies you filmed, tell me your favorite moment from start to finish. To this moment here in Los Angeles tonight for September 5.
I think actually September 5 is really the highlight so far. Being with Tim Fehlbaum, my friend, where we started making movies, and actually now talking to you and people paying attention. It's such a small film, and it needs people like you and hopefully audience at home watching it and spreading the word. It's I think it's such an important story. People ask themselves, "Oh, this happened in the 70s. Why would I watch this now?" But everyone has a smartphone in their pocket. We all can go live, and we maybe don't think about it all, but the responsibility we have really becomes apparent when you see the roots. And September 5 in 72 is the first time this ever happened on a global scale, and really, till today, it gets me thinking whenever I have a camera in my hands, what to show, what not to show, informs the story.
Well, all the reviews so far sound incredible, so congratulations and enjoy this wonderful evening.